In this video, part 2 of a 3-part series, we'll be talking about extracting elements of dates. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to extract common elements of dates, such as the month, day, year, hour, minute, and seconds. And we're going to do it in 2 ways. We're using the dedicated functions for those elements, but then we're also going to use a new function called text. And text is a very powerful, very diverse function, which we'll talk more about in later videos, but we'll get started introducing you to this function with dates. So extracting elements from dates. So if I have a date element and I want to extract the month, I can do that in 2 ways. I can either use the text function or the month function. Using the month function, I can do it relatively easy by just typing the function month and clicking on the date which I want to get the month for. Now you'll notice that it returns an integer value, the 1 representing January, obviously. I can do the same thing with year. If I want to get the year from a given date, I can use the year function. Start typing the word year, get a brief description. Click on your date, and you'll get the year 2018. And next, you can get the day. So in this case, the day is the 6th. If I wanted to get that day out of there, I can use the day function. Click on the dates, and it should give me 6, which it does. You can do the same thing with time elements. So for this, I've got a time of 4:26 with 47 seconds. And if I want to get the time, so in this first one, I want to get the hour, I can use the hour function. Click on your time elements, and it'll show you, it'll give me 16. Now you might say, well, why does it say 16? The hour is 4. Well, got to remember that this is 4 p.m. So 4 p.m. represents 1600 hours. I can do the same thing with minutes. If I wanted to get the minute element out of the 4:26 p.m., I can use the function minute. And it should give me 26, which it does. And lastly, if I want to get the seconds component out of this, it should say 47, and it does. So I was able to extract all 6 of these different elements from the dates and times by using these different functions. Now, you notice how these all gave me integer values, but what if I, for instance, wanted to get not the number 1 for January, but actually the word January? Or I didn't want to get the day 6, but I wanted to get it to say Friday or Saturday. Well, that's where text comes in. In part 2b, we're going to talk about how to extract these same 6 elements using a function called text. Now, text is actually a very powerful function that you can do a lot more than just extracting date information. You can actually format numeric numbers in different ways as well using the text function, but we'll save that for a different video. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to use it to get different formats of dates. So for instance, with month, I can use the text function to get January represented as the number 1, the number 01, Jan, the abbreviated name for January, or the full name January, by just using these different codes in the function text. So in the first example, I want to extract the month number from the date 9/12. I just want the normal month number from 9/12. Start typing your text. My first parameter says I just need the value, so I'm just going to click on my date. Hit comma. My second parameter is how I want to format. So the way you format is you start with your quotation marks and you just type whatever code you are wanting to use for your formatting. So for the single digit month, I'm going to use just a single M. Doesn't matter, capital, lowercase. And when I do that, you notice that the output is 9 representing the month. Now, what if I wanted the 2-digit month? What if I was doing something where I wanted every month value to be 2 digits? Obviously, sometimes they'll always be 2 digits. October, November, December, 10, 11, 12 are always going to be 2 digits. But January through September are going to be a single digit. If I wanted all the dates, or all the months rather, to be 2 digits, I can use 2 M's to represent that number. Use the text value function, highlight my dates, and now instead of just typing 1 M, I'm going to use 2 M's. And you'll notice that instead of just saying 9, I now show the value 09. Well, what if I now wanted the abbreviated value for September, to say SEP? Well, I can now use 3 M's to show that. And it'll say SEP as my format. And you also have the ability to even say the full month of September. Instead of 3 M's, you would do 4 M's, and you get the whole name of the month. You can also extract the year. Obviously, there's no full spelling of the year, but I could still get the year represented as either the 2-digit year, or I can get it represented as the 4-digit year by using 4 Ys. Next, if I want to extract day elements, so like month, I have days I can represent as a single integer for the first day of the month, a 2-digit if I always want to fix it and always get 2 digits, 0, 1 or 0, 2. Or I could use 3Ds if I want to get the abbreviated name of the day. So if I put in a date and that day of the week is Saturday, it could return the abbreviation SAT. Or I can get even the full name of that day of the week. So let's start by just getting the day value using the text function. Still highlight my dates. For a format, I'm just going to use the D, single D, and I'll get the numeric value 12 representing the dates, the day 12. Now you're not going to notice any difference because 12 already has two integers in it, but if I use 2 Ds, I'll still get that same value. Next, if I wanted to get the day of the week as a word, I can use the text function and use 3 Ds, and this should give me the abbreviated value Thursday. So 9/12/2019 happened on a Thursday. Or I can get the full name Thursday spelled out by using 4 Ds in my text function. You can do the same thing with hours. If I wanted to extract the hours, I can use my text function and extract the hours by using the abbreviation H. And again, you could use 2 H's if your hours already didn't have 2 H's. Now minutes can be a little tricky because with minutes you'll notice that the M is also in months. So in order to get minutes from the text function, you have to combine it with either the hours or the seconds. And once you do that, Excel will automatically know that you're referring to minutes and not months. So for instance, if I wanted to get the hour and minutes of this timestamp here, I could use the text function and do H, and if I want to separate it maybe by a colon and then do the minutes, it would look like that. And it shows 16:39. Again, the 16 represents the 24-hour time, 1600 hours, which is 4 p.m. If I want to extract the seconds, I can do the same thing using the abbreviation S. And I can get the seconds for this timestamp. Lastly, if I want to get the minutes and seconds, just like the hours and minutes, I can select this, select the value, and instead of HM, I want minutes and seconds, so I'm going to go M:S, and I get my 39 minutes and 15 seconds. Thank you for tuning in for part 2, and I'll see you in the next video.